Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Fabrizio Romano has provided another revealing update on Chelsea's January plans, this time focusing on the club's efforts to address a growing concern at centre-back as injuries, form and squad balance continue to shape their thinking. Speaking about Chelsea's interest in Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet, Romano made it clear that the situation is now firmly in the Blues' hands, with multiple options available as they decide their next move. Chelsea were initially expected to take a cautious approach this month, but circumstances have shifted. The need for defensive reinforcement has become more pressing, prompting the club to actively explore the market. According to Romano, Chelsea have drawn up a shortlist of 3 centre-backs, with Jacquet emerging as the priority target. Alongside him are Como's Jacobo Ramon and Bournemouth's experienced defender Marcos Senesi, each offering different profiles depending on how aggressive or conservative Chelsea choose to be. Jacquet's case is particularly interesting. The Rennes defender has impressed consistently in League One and at under-21 international level, catching Chelsea's attention with his composure, physical presence and ability to play out from the back. Negotiations have already taken place, and it is understood that Jacquet himself is open to the move, having agreed personal terms with Chelsea. That willingness from the player represents a major step forward, but the deal remains far from complete. The main obstacle is Rennes' valuation. The French club are holding firm on a reported £60 million asking price, a figure Chelsea have yet to meet or formally test with an opening bid. For now, Chelsea are weighing up whether to push forward, explore alternative structures such as a buy and loan back arrangement, or pivot to other solutions entirely. Romano's comment that it's on Chelsea to decide what to do next underlines that this is not a stalled negotiation, but a deliberate pause as the club evaluates its broader strategy. One factor influencing that decision is the presence of internal options already under Chelsea's control. Romano highlighted the possibility of recalling Aaron Anselmino or Mamadou Sarr, both of whom are currently gaining valuable experience away from Stamford Bridge. Anselmino has impressed during his spell at Borussia Dortmund, showing maturity beyond his years and adapting quickly to the demands of top-level football. His performances have not gone unnoticed, and recalling him would be a cost-effective way to add depth without entering a complex negotiation. Mamadou Sarr presents a similarly compelling case. On loan at Strasbourg, the young defender has developed steadily and recently enhanced his reputation with strong displays for Senegal, including an impressive run at the Africa Cup of Nations. Sarr also has familiarity with Chelsea head coach Liam Rosenior, having worked with him previously in France, which could ease his reintegration into the squad. His growth suggests he may be closer to first-team readiness than initially expected. These internal options complicate the pursuit of an expensive external signing like Jacquet. Chelsea must decide whether the immediate need justifies a significant outlay, especially when UEFA financial considerations and long-term squad planning remain central to every decision. A loan-back deal for Jacquet could offer a compromise, securing the player's future while deferring his arrival until the summer, but even that would require Rennes' cooperation and Chelsea's willingness to commit funds now. At the same time, alternative targets such as Ramon and Senesi remain under consideration. Ramon represents a younger, developmental profile, while Senesi offers experience and Premier League readiness. Each option reflects a different risk level and timeline, reinforcing that Chelsea's choice at centre-back will say a lot about their priorities for the remainder of the season. Ultimately, Romano's update paints a picture of a club at a crossroads rather than in crisis. Chelsea are not scrambling, but assessing. They have targets, internal solutions, and strategic flexibility. Whether they decide to accelerate talks for Jeremy Jacquet, recall one of their promising loanees, or pivot to another name on the shortlist, the next step rests entirely with them. Fabrizio Romano has provided a fresh and eye-catching update on Chelsea's evolving January plans, revealing important details about the club's interest in Juventus midfielder Douglas Luiz, and more importantly, the strict conditions under which the Blues would consider a move. According to the Transfer Insider, Chelsea have made it clear they do not want any obligation to buy included in a potential loan deal, instead preferring a straightforward temporary move with only an option to purchase at the end of the season. This update underlines how Chelsea's transfer strategy has subtly shifted during the window. The club were widely expected to keep their powder dry in January, focusing instead on major reinforcements in the summer. However, circumstances inside the squad have forced a rethink. Injuries and lack of availability in key areas, particularly midfield, have pushed Chelsea into the market earlier than planned as they look to protect their ambitions for the second half of the campaign. Douglas Luiz has emerged as a realistic short-term solution. The Brazilian midfielder, currently contracted to Juventus, is on loan at Nottingham Forest, meaning any move to Chelsea would require that agreement to be terminated first. While that adds an extra layer of complexity, Chelsea's interest suggests they see Luiz as a reliable and experienced option who could immediately contribute without committing the club to a long-term financial obligation. Romano's clarification that Chelsea only want a dry loan is significant. It reflects a cautious approach shaped by lessons learned in recent seasons, where permanent signings made under pressure have sometimes failed to deliver value. By insisting on a loan with an option rather than an obligation, Chelsea retain control. They gain depth and experience now, while keeping flexibility for the summer, when the club intends to make more decisive moves in midfield. The timing of this interest also speaks volumes about the situation of Romeo Lavia and Dario Esugo. Both midfielders have struggled with injuries and fitness issues, limiting their impact throughout the season. Internally, there appears to be growing concern that neither can be relied upon consistently in the months ahead. The pursuit of Luiz suggests Chelsea's medical and coaching staff may be preparing for a scenario in which those two remain unavailable, or are managed very carefully to avoid further setbacks. Chelsea's midfield workload has therefore fallen heavily on Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. While both have shown resilience and quality, the sheer volume of minutes and responsibility carries risks. Adding Luiz would provide immediate cover and rotation, allowing the coaching staff to protect their key assets and maintain balance across competitions. It would also give Chelsea tactical flexibility, especially if Fernandez is used more frequently in advanced roles following the departure of Facundo Buonanotte. From a sporting perspective, Luiz fits the profile Chelsea are seeking for a January edition. He brings Premier League experience, physical presence, and positional discipline, qualities that are often hard to integrate mid-season. His familiarity with English football reduces adaptation time, making him a low-risk option for a short-term need. At the same time, the absence of a mandatory purchase clause means Chelsea are not locking themselves into a long-term commitment if the fit is not perfect. Beyond midfield, this situation highlights a broader theme in Chelsea's current approach. The club are also said to be working with a short list of centre-back targets, suggesting January is about strategic patching rather than wholesale rebuilding. Every potential deal is being weighed carefully against long-term plans, UEFA regulations, and squad development priorities. Whether the Luiz move materialises will depend on negotiations with Juventus, Nottingham Forest, and the player himself.